Welcome to the Garcia Diaries podcast. I'm your co-host, Bethany Garcia.
And I am Anthony Garcia.
We're being so serious. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is such a long time in the making. How long have we wanted to do this for?
Oh, we actually just started talking about this morning. So we went down to our local...
No, that's not true.
Store,
be honest.
Picked up some mics and we are here. No, in all actuality...
wow.
Didn't know I had that in the talk, huh?
Oh, I'm going to edit out that snort.
Definitely been something that's been in the works. Because if you're here, you obviously like what we have to say. Or not like. You're interested in what we have to say and what we do. I swear to
God, Anthony's trying to be like this sexy, low podcast voice character. Talk normal.
This is how I talk.
No, you're just being so quiet.
Yeah, I'm a quiet guy.
Oh my gosh. All right.
So, the purpose of why we are doing this, we want to show the real, raw, uncut side of life, marriage, for myself, fatherhood.
For me, motherhood.
Bethany, motherhood. Just want to lay it all out there. No, but we're totally unqualified to speak on any of this, but
the most underqualified.
Oh, definitely.
Of all time.
Definitely. But
for parenthood, for marriage, for it all.
Yeah. I mean,
but maybe in listening you'll feel a little bit less alone.
Yeah, and maybe there's people out there that will identify with us and realize, hey, we don't know what the heck we're doing.
So let's not know together.
So we're gonna give you an insight to our world. Maybe you can use it in your world. Or maybe it'll help you.
Or maybe you'll be like, oh, that's what I don't want to be like.
Definitely.
And that will help you be a better parent.
Welcome to this journey. We'll see where this goes. Okay, so we've got some big news. And maybe it's not big news to you, but...
It's huge news.
It's huge news in the Garcia household. So I want to say 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Am I correct? So 5 years ago, we were young parents.
Broke people.
Very broke. So broke that my pockets were touching. But Bethany and I were sitting down at dinner one night, and she had some very interesting things to talk to me about. Do you want to elaborate on that?
So at that point, I had been blogging for a year, and I told Anthony that I really wanted to pursue a career in blogging, and that I think I could do it, and I think I could make money off of my blog and Instagram. And I mean, a few months prior, I had no idea that people even monetized blogs or that anyone could make this their career. I had no idea, but I'd been talking to a few bloggers that were making money and turning this into a legitimate business. And as a stay-at-home mom, I was like, you know what? I really think I can do this. And I was so scared to talk to Anthony about it.
So I sat there during her presentation and...
My presentation.
I agreed with everything she said.
He's like,
I thought it was absolutely amazing that she could potentially do this. And I said, great. What do you want from me?
What do I need to do?
Yeah, so this sounds great and all, but what do I have to do in order for you to get this? Now, mind you, at this time, we had no money. We were barely...
And when we say no money, we mean savings account $0, checking account $100. And that's to get us through to
rent
the next
paid, car payment paid, and
barely have money for groceries.
Wendy's dollar menu at the table. So we were broke. And Bethany told me that she needed a camera. And I said, well, hey, you got this iPhone. Why don't you use that? And she said, no, it's got to be a more professional, high-quality camera. So she showed me a camera that was $300. And $300 at that time was a lot of money. But for some odd reason, I agreed. Did not believe in her. Did not believe that she could make money off of social media. But we agreed. So I let Bethany open up a credit card in my name.
Because I had no credit.
No credit. She had no job.
Fine credit.
Fine credit at that time. Yeah. So I let Bethany open this credit card and spend $300 on a camera. Now, fast forward 5 years later, Bethany, how has that small investment turned out?
Oh my God. Even hearing you tell that story, like, I'm gonna cry right now. We just had no idea, like, how this would even work or whatever. And so you kind of blindly put trust in me, and I kind of blindly put trust in myself. Just wow. I don't even have words to like how it's expanded, how it's grown. It's turned into a full-time career for me. I make a full-time income from my blog, from Instagram. I support this family. Stop. He's like making faces at me just so you guys know what's happening. But yeah, it's just crazy.
So all that she just said is that $300 that we spent 5 years ago has repaid itself thousands and thousands of times. So, and we took this risk. Like I said, I didn't believe in her, but we were so desperate at that time. We had no idea what we were going to do with our lives.
We were so young.
We
still are young.
We still are young, but we had no idea what was going on. You know, we started a family real young, and we had to figure out how we were going to make it work. So, fast forward to 2019. Bethany is verified on Instagram.
Oh my God.
She is famous.
No.
And she makes a pretty good amount of money. So
all this to say, this is all going somewhere, we promise.
it is. Now, I love my job. I love what I do.
He's a technician at Cox.
I work for our local
cable
company.
Yeah.
So I love what I do. I get to interact with people every day. I love my job. So it's not that I don't like my job. It's not that I can't make a career out of this and spend the next 20 years of my life here.
I mean, until cable becomes obsolete.
Fiber optics is the future. But anyways, I've got a good job. You know, it's nothing glamorous. I like what I do though, so it's no knock to my job. Funny story. So I actually injured myself at work a few weeks back, and I had to stay home. And while I was home, it was when all hell broke loose for the girls in their underwear, for the woman in their underwear. That's when everything went viral, and we had different news
people over at the house every day.
At our house, interviews lined up.
Yeah.
It was chaotic, so it was almost like a blessing in disguise that I hurt myself and I had to be home, because
I couldn't have done it without him here.
I'm not sure how Bethany would have handled these bad kids with news anchors around. But and in those 2 weeks that I was off, Bethany was able to get a lot of work done. A whole lot of work done. I was able to focus on the kids. She could focus on the work. And
meals got cooked. The house got
cleaned. Everything, you know.
Yeah.
Everything just flowed perfect. And so Bethany actually was like, hey, you know, why don't you quit your job? And I was like, no way, never. Not going to quit my job. And after her pestering for
a
few days, maybe a week, I finally said, okay, well, let's show me the numbers. Let's see if you can support this family. If the Garcia Diaries, you know, the business can do this. So we sat down. She threw the numbers at me, and it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. So I had no excuse. Finally, Bethany convinced me that, hey, if I were to quit my job, we wouldn't be in financial shambles. You know, we could still continue to live comfortably and continue on our normal lives. We'd have to make some cuts, make some changes here and there, but nothing drastic.
And not to mention the fact that if you're at home, I can take on more work.
So here's what my thought process was, is for the past 5 years, the Garcia Diaries brand, Bethany has built this with maybe 50% of her attention, because with her being a stay-at-home mom means we've got some stay-at-home kids. So while she's trying to work, she's always had either a kid breastfeeding, a kid pulling her hair, a kid crying. Our kids love to fight, so they're constantly fighting. My thought process is, hey, what can Bethany do? What can we do if she's able to give 100% of her attention to the Garcia Diaries? What's out there? And we were never going to be able to figure out the what if I continue to work. Because when I work, I'm gone 13 hours a day. Mm-hmm. I get 3 days off a week, which is nice, but on the days where I do work, I say hi in the morning. We come home.
We don't even see you in the morning.
Yeah, early. Sometimes. But we come home, we eat dinner, and it's bedtime. So the big news is I will be walking away from my career as a telecommunications technician, and I will be joining Bethany full-time with the Garcia Diaries.
Stay-at-home daddy alert.
Stay-at-home dad. So,
oh my gosh. Even just
Speedos
saying that.
all day.
Oh my god. Just saying that is so surreal.
And
it's a dream come true.
So that's the big news, is I will be a full-time stay-at-home dad mom.
I've always said that he's a better mom than me.
And actually, Bethany is going to let me start answering emails and giving me passwords to certain
he's
websites.
He's gonna be my assistant too.
I'm gonna be the sexiest assistant in history of social media.
He's gonna be my Monica Lewinsky. Is that offensive to say? I'm not sure.
And a couple things that we really want to focus on. Obviously, this podcast, giving you an insight into our world. Also, the food blogging thing. Everything that I've done to this point has been more like a joke.
Yeah.
But the feedback that
everyone loves
been given,
it.
you guys seem to love it. So I'm actually going to take some culinary classes, learn.
Okay, and just to preface that, Anthony's an incredible cook. Like, he's the one that cooks dinner around here when dinner gets cooked. And he's always been, like, gifted in that, but he's always worked 12 hours a day, and that's not been something that we're able to do.
No one wants to eat dinner at 10 o'clock at night.
No.
But,
I mean, I'll eat.
So with me quitting my job, I'm going to be able to focus more, give you guys more in-depth reviews. It's going to be a lot more than a wow.
And a man.
I'm going to try to give you, in-depth reviews, let you know what I think. And my goal in this is I want to start a food truck.
Yeah,
actually,
that's his,
a taco cart. So
his long-term dream is a taco cart.
For all of you local Gilbert taco shops, be prepared because I'm coming to shut it down. So that's the goal. Also, we just want to build the business. The Garcia Diaries, we want to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
So we're going to give Bethany the opportunity to work 100% with 100% focus on the blog, on the Garcia Diaries.
Like 99 probably.
99, yeah, because you can't focus when I'm around.
Oh my god.
Dad bods in style right now. So guys, a lot of videos are going to be walking around in my slippers and my underwear because that's how I am the most comfortable.
He's like, if you can be on Instagram in your underwear, I'm going to take it up a notch.
Well, I'm not... if it happens, it happens. But that's the big news. And if you're here, we just want to thank you for your support through the highs and lows. Because without you guys, none of this is possible.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot more wows coming your way.
And then, just one of the big things about this whole podcast and, my blog and Instagram in general is that we do want to give you guys a peek into what is real, because I feel like on Instagram and in Blogland there's such a curated kind of filter over everything, and it makes it seem like everyone is prettier and nicer and richer and whatever than they really are. And so we just want to give you guys that peek inside our real life, and in that we actually opened up a Q&A on Instagram for you guys to ask us anything. These questions are a little crazy. So Mom,
go ahead and turn the podcast off right now.
Yeah.
If you have any questions or concerns, go ahead and reach out to your favorite son. Oh my gosh. And I will answer them for you in a timely manner.
Michael? Or are you the favorite son?
I am the favorite son. I am the prodigal son.
Okay. So do you I'm nervous. These questions.
So I didn't actually agree to this. So if it's a question that I don't feel comfortable answering, I will not answer it.
Oh my god. Okay. Who would your celebrity free pass be? Who would
you me?
Who would if I gave you a free pass, who would you be out there being? Do not say Kim Kardashian.
Okay, there's only one person that I would give you a free pass with. That's Uncle Drake.
Drake? I'm not gonna have a free pass for Drake.
Okay, so this is for myself.
Yes.
My celebrity crush, Haley Atwell.
Oh my god. It's Captain America's love interest. That's who that is.
How did you guys decide how many kids to have?
We definitely didn't. I feel like we've always wanted a big family. And that's always been on our radar, but we never were like, oh, we're going to have 4 kids. And I still feel like we don't know how many kids we're going to
have. To be honest, I probably only wanted 1 kid, but I've got 4 siblings at home, and my biological father has like 13 kids. So I always wanted 1 kid. And that's a story we can get into later on down the road.
You probably wanted multiple baby mamas, though. Your, like, life goal was to have, like, at least 3 baby mamas when you were younger. That's true.
But we didn't decide how many kids we wanted. It just happens sometimes. And
yeah, that's
when your wife is as fertile as heat is in the summer of Arizona.
Okay, most of the time when you have sex without a condom or birth control, you get pregnant.
4 is a good number.
It is.
We're happy with 4.
Okay, move it along.
This is a question for me. Where is Anthony from? I was born in Tempe, Arizona, but I grew up in Mesa, Arizona. So I'm an Arizona native. Will never leave.
Someone said, why don't you guys drink?
Why don't we drink?
I feel like it's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question. So do we have time to get into this answer?
Let's just
let me get a little vulnerable before you real fast.
Okay, that's good.
Why I don't drink? First of all, I don't like the taste of alcohol or anything. I don't have a taste for it. Second of all now we can get into this a little further down the road. Growing up, the people that I saw drink or that would drink alcohol, it never ended up in a nice way. So family members would either end up fighting. So growing up, alcohol in my family did not mix well. So I saw how the people around me acted while they were drunk. And
it wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to have a drink. It was like, I'm drinking to get drunk.
It was, hey, I'm going to drink, get drunk. We're going to fight each other. We're going to break the kitchen table. Yeah. Things like that. So at a very young age, I made a promise to myself that I wasn't going to be like that. And if I did ever have kids, that they would not ever see me act in a manner like that. So that's why I don't drink. Why don't you drink?
I feel like when we first got married and we're together, it was more out of respect to you and what you had witnessed as a child.
Here's kind of a crazy thing is I actually had never met anyone or seen people just have a drink or two until we actually got together and I started going around you more. Yeah. So people it's having like you one have a or glass two, of wine with
dinner, and that's all.
It was shocking to me because I was like, that's all. I'd never seen people just have a drink and go home that night and be normal.
Yeah. Then now it's just kind of like, I don't really have the taste for it. I don't know. It's just, it's not like in my, like when I go out to dinner, I'm not like craving a glass of wine.
Yeah, so.
It's not like, for me, it's not like some big, deep thing.
But that's why I don't drink.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Do you guys dislike cooking or just love eating out? I'm envious and my husband thinks I'm cray.
So I actually love cooking, but like I said, when I work long days. So there's just no time for it. And
I'm also, I think that people just assume that I'm like, well, first of all, I do suck at cooking.
But also,
but I'm working hard too here.
Bethany works very hard with the Garcia Diaries and with these freaking kids, man. So there's no way I would expect her to have dinner cooked and ready to go by the time I get home. So
yeah, just the same way I would not expect him to come home and cook a full meal for us after working.
To save that issue within our marriage, we've decided, hey, let's just compromise and grab a bite to eat. Next question. Can my boyfriend and I be best friends with you and Anthony?
No. Just kidding.
Hit us up. When you were 18, did you think your life would be the way it is now? And is this how you wanted your life to be?
When I was 18?
When you were 18, you were probably already pregnant. So let's go back to 16. No,
but when I was 18, I was playing college softball. But then like 3 months later.
When Bethany was 18, I tried to break up with her because she was going to college. And I didn't want to date a college girl. I wanted to date people in high school. Okay, so when I was 18, I already had kids. But when I was younger, did I ever think I would have 4 kids by the time I was 23 years old? No, I did not.
Okay, and do you regret that? Or are you happy about how life is?
I'm happy how life turned out.
Are you sure you don't regret them? Because we could show this to them when they're older and let them know how much you regret them.
I do not regret the children.
Just the marriage.
But no, I definitely never could have imagined my life like this. But it worked out perfectly.
I thought I was going to be like a boss-ass bitch lawyer. What?
The B word.
Oh, I can't say that?
No, I can't say balls.
Oh my God.
Why can you say that, but I can't say balls? All right. So, no, we never imagined our life like this. But our life is absolutely amazing. Not perfect, but it is amazing.
Yeah, I love my life, and I couldn't picture it any other way.
I'm 23 years old, and I'm about to retire. All right. This one's a little funny. All I want is a good, loving Latino man.
I saw that.
Where they at, and teach me your ways.
First of all,
that was just a funny question.
I will literally rent Anthony to you.
I don't have an answer for that. So, have you ever regretted missing out on the whole dating scene?
Actually, no, because I don't know. It's funny because a few of my friends are single. And like my lash artist, and she always tells me like what's going on in
shout out Nadish.
What's going on in the dating scene, and I'm always like, dang, like I'm glad I can't relate because it seems very stressful, and I'm really glad that I kind of just like found my soulmate at such a young age. And I'm married to my high school sweetheart. And I think what I did miss out on was more like traveling and those kinds of things. And we'll still be able to do that because our kids will be out of the house by the time we're
still
40.
Be young.
No, I don't really feel like I missed out. How do you have me time with 4 kids? You don't. We have to like really carve it out, put it on the calendar, and schedule out.
Well, and maybe it's because I get to leave for work, but I don't really, for myself, like I don't really need me time. But once again, I'm not with the kids all day long. But I know Bethany will throw all the kids on the couch with me, and she'll say, hey, I'm going to take a bath. Actually, Nadish, we need to talk about the eyelash times because you've been gone for like 2-3 hours. So that could be your me time right there. But Bethany's really good at saying, hey, we need to take a break. We need to have either my mom or your mom come watch the kids. And we need to have some us time, me time. So
yeah.
It doesn't happen often, but just don't forget to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Okay, how often do you have sex? I only have 2, and I never want to be touched.
Whenever it can happen.
Anthony would literally have sex 5 times a day.
No.
Yes, you would.
No. I'm old. But, I mean, I'm ready to go whenever, but...
unless there's no condom. Like, literally... I was like, do you want to have sex the other night? He's like, no, we're out of condoms. And I was like, you're really going to turn on sex? And he's like, yeah, there's no condoms.
I'm really serious about having only 4 kids, so. But what was the question? How many times?
How often do you have sex?
Once every 3 days, if I were to put a number on it.
I feel like I could go for a while, but as soon as I notice him starting to get, like, crotchety and, like, have anger issues, I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Time to empty out the tank.
Okay.
All right, next question.
Fill her up. All right. Y'all got a favorite kid or what? Multiple people ask this.
It just depends on the day of the week.
It really depends. Brooklyn is like at least a few days a week. She's just so fun to talk to, and she's at that age where she's witty and she's smart, and you can have like an actual adult conversation with her.
I don't have a favorite kid.
He hates them all equally. Just kidding.
No.
And then the other days it's for sure Bronx for me.
It's okay.
Deuce and Harlem are just, oh my god.
Yeah, Deuce and Harlem are at this stage right now where they just fight all day long.
They literally they've told me the other day that they hate me.
Oh, we're going to start Garcia Diaries Fight Club, and we're just going to show you the daily fights that occur in our house. So
seriously.
But kids, we love you all equally. Quit jumping off couches and breaking your arms.
Have y'all ever considered fostering or adopting?
No time soon. But I would definitely be open to...
I think it's always been on Anthony's heart to foster.
I'd definitely be open to... I'm not sure foster adopt, we'll see. But I'd definitely be open to it because I'll be like 38 years old when all my kids are adults, so...
I think...
Definitely an option down the road.
It's not like... It's never been something that's on my heart. It's something that I like feel called to do. But I feel like if we have the means and all those things, then of course I would do it. How did you guys know you were the one for each other when I got pregnant?
I knew you were the one.
When I saw the positive pregnancy test.
Freshman year.
Oh, you're being serious.
No, I'm just kidding.
I literally walked.
How did I know you were the one?
Freshman year, and I had no makeup. I was in trouble.
Okay, literally, my first day at this tiny ass school with 20 kids in the senior class. I'm very upset that I'm at this school. I don't want to be there. My parents have forced me to be there. We'll get into that another time. I sit in the way back of this class, and there's this annoying girl sitting in front of me, and she will not shut up.
No.
That was Bethany. That was my future wife.
I disagree with this version of the story.
She was so annoying.
You said that you were looking at my boobs.
You were still annoying. When did I know you were the one?
Not that day.
I honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Sometime after you broke up with my sister.
I couldn't tell you. But you are the one, baby. Don't forget that.
One of the ones.
You are the one.
Okay.
Haley Atwell is number 2.
Has Anthony always been supportive of your career as a blogger? Okay, let me answer this.
High key, yes, but secretly, no.
No, I feel like there's been moments of doubt, but as far as like hyping me up and financially supporting me and making sure I have the means and the time and all that stuff, he's always been supportive.
Yes, because this has not always been profitable and always been successful. There's been...
But even when it was a hobby, I feel like you always were supportive. But then as soon as you started saying the paychecks and the bank account and like that kind of stuff, you were like even more supportive.
Oh, definitely. If I've ever come to your house on a call, my wife, the Garcia Diaries, has definitely been brought up. So
yeah, he's really...
Definitely support my wife.
My business
cards. So
yeah,
make your Cox call before I retire, or you won't have the Garcia Diaries in your house.
How often can you do the nasty with all your kiddos around?
Next question.
Okay, let me just say this.
We already talked about this.
Okay, but let me just say this because we do have 4 kids and we co-sleep with 2 of them. We find time and like we have a couch. Oh my god.
Don't say that. People come and sit on our couch. Just skip this question, bro. Dang. Give me the phone.
Also, we have like a good hour from when you put Deuce in his bed and then before he goes to our room.
Knock it off. All right. What advice do you have for young couples wanting to start a family?
Wait.
Although I wouldn't change anything that's happened, it has been very difficult because not only did we start a family young, even to this day, I'm still finding myself who I am. I don't even think I was done with puberty when we had our first kid. So I was a kid with kids.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say, hey, wait. Use protection, use preventative measures. Just wait.
But I also think that young is relative to like the situation or the person, because if you're talking like 16, 18, like please wait. But if you're talking like 22, 24, like I know people that are ready to have kids at that age, and I mean I still think it's really young, but definitely just make sure you have the means, because I think that was the hardest part for us. Not just being young, but you were working at a grocery store, I was working at a retail store, and we both made minimum wage when Brooklyn was born, and it was so freaking hard. Our rent was $600 a month at a shitty apartment in North Mesa, and we could not even afford that. Like, we literally had to borrow money from my parents all the time just to pay rent. So, yeah, just make sure that you have
Be patient, but also, if you do have children young or have a kid young, I would always say, hey, make sure you're ready to step up to the plate.
Yeah.
And handle your business.
Because once you have a kid, that's the most important thing in the world.
Also, use resources, access, food stamps.
Yeah. We had government insurance,
government
food stamps,
assistance. We wouldn't have made it without government assistance. Use those resources.
Even if you feel like you know how embarrassing it was for me going from like a wealthy family and like growing up into like that situation where I was like having to not only ask for help from family but having to go into the DES office, and like that was so very humbling and so hard, and I could have easily just been like, oh, I'm not going to do that.
And for myself, as someone who grew up on government assistance, I always wanted to get off.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take any government assistance. I wanted to be fully self-sufficient. Obviously, when you have kids at 17, that's not really, you can't really afford to pay for yourself. So for me, it was humbling because it was kind of like,
Wait, how old were you? Did you just say?
17.
Oh.
When we had our first kid.
18. Yeah. Fine.
I was 17.
Okay.
But use resources.
I literally know people though that will like need that kind of stuff and not do it because of the connotation or the whatever.
Wait until you are financially
There's literally
ready.
So many questions, you guys, but if we answered them all, we would be here for
all right, last one.
Okay, one more.
Last two. Y'all are real nasty. Okay, what's your favorite thing about each other?
Just one thing.
Wow.
But you always put your kids and me before anything else, and would literally like go to the ends of the earth for us. And that's probably the thing I love the most about you, and what I'm the most grateful for.
You so nice. All right, so what's my favorite thing about you? It is how hard of a worker you are. Late nights, for the past 5 years, you've put the kids to bed and worked till 1, 2 in the morning. You've built this. This doesn't happen without you. Your drive and desire is unmatched. So this, like I said, this doesn't happen without Bethanie Garcia. Actually, Bethany Johnson. She's never legally changed her name, so
everything's a lie.
Everything is a lie. But so none of this happens without you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I love you.
I love you as well.
You got any condoms?
I don't. I couldn't find anyone to unlock the case at Fry's today. So, thank you for all of you who are here with us, who listen to this and have helped us to get to this point. This is just an introduction. They won't be like this.
Yeah.
We're actually going to talk about...
We're actually going to cover stuff, and we just wanted to throw out this introduction for you guys to share the big news and to explain what was going on, and then to just give you guys a little inside peek into us, because I feel like...
and you are going to get to know us.
Yeah.
You're going to get to know...
You might not like us by the end of this.
You might not like us after this. But hopefully all that matters is that we can help some of you.
Yeah. But we're going to talk sex, politics, sports, food, pop culture, marriage, parenthood, everything under the sun.
Everything. So if you have something on your mind, go ahead and message the Garcia Diaries.
If you want our take on something.
We may talk about it. We may not.
Probably
but
not.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we can't wait to see where this goes, and we're so grateful for you, and that
Don't forget to follow the Garcia Diaries. Tell your family, tell your friends.
Oh my god. Okay, bye.
Peace.